A lot more people are on the sidelines to buy a home and waiting for what 2025 holds for the housing market. And more importantly, how you can leverage your VA loan to buy the home of your dreams. Well, stick around because today we're going to dive into Zillow's latest 2025 housing market forecast and break down exactly what this means for you. So, first up, let's talk about Zillow's big picture predictions for 2025. They're forecasting a more active housing market. That means more homes are expected to hit the market, which gives buyers like you more options. For veterans using the VA loan, this is a huge win. With more inventory, you'll have more time to find the perfect home and more negotiating power. Also, remember, timing is everything. Most markets experience some type of slowdown, most likely due to seasonality. For example, spring and summer markets are the most competitive versus the winter markets. But remember, this can be flipped if you're buying in a warm area during the winter months, for example, like Florida. Another thing to think about through this process and why I feel that this prediction is gonna come true is that typically you have about a 7-year cycle where people buy and sell. So we're gonna be coming up to that. And people are getting antsy. Maybe they've outgrown their home. So that's why I think there's definitely going to be some room for more properties to hit the market. And I think people are definitely coming to senses that yes, they're going to have to part with some of these interest rates. So I think it's going to be an interesting dynamic to that. Also, with that, Zillow predicts home values are expected to grow by just 2.6% in 2025. Now, just remember, the housing market varies across the country, so do the research for where you live. Now, this prediction that they have is a modest growth, which is great news for veterans using the VA loan because it keeps homes affordable, especially since you could buy a property with no down payment. Again, tons of benefits with the VA loan, and that's what we talk about all the time on the channel. Now, here's where things get a little interesting. Let's talk about mortgage rates. They're predicted to go up and down all year long. So if you're thinking about buying or refinancing, you'll need to be ready to act fast when the rates drop. Now, here's a pro tip. VA loans make refinancing super easy when the opportunity arises. It's called an interest rate reduction refinance loan or an IRRRL. Now, I've also done videos on this, which you guys could check out my channel and kind of see all the different things that you can do with it. Now, it is a great program because no appraisal, no income, just verification that you have a source of income. For example, employment, they don't care how much money you make. Even having a 10% disability rating will count towards you having a source of income. Another great part is there's no termite inspections required, and you can use these on a primary residence, a second home, or an investment property that has a VA home loan on there. So a lot of opportunities with that. Now let's zoom into how these trends create opportunities for the military community. Zillow predicts that the buyers market will expand into the Southwest. That means in states like Arizona and Texas, buyers will have an upper hand with more homes to choose from and better chances to negotiate. If you're considering using your VA home loan, these areas could be a great place to start. Now, I do get a lot of questions about which state is the best state to move in, especially if you have, let's say 100% disability and you can work 100% remote. There is a lot of opportunities. Make sure you guys do your research on those states' benefits because they vary widely. And remember, they can change state by state, county by county and city by city. So a lot of veterans get caught off guard when it comes to this. Now, another trend that's happening, which I like, but not everyone may, is that smaller homes are becoming more popular, which equals more affordability, more sustainability, and they're just as desirable as bigger properties. Plus, if you're thinking about a condo with the VA loan, they are perfect for that. Did you know that you can pretty much purchase any condo with a condo waiver, even if the condo is already denied? We do a ton of those, and we have a whole video on that as well on the channel. So please make sure you guys check that out. Lastly, let's talk about rent. When rents, they also predict with rents stabilizing, you might feel tempted to keep renting. But remember, that money you spend on rent doesn't build equity, and you are paying a mortgage, just not your own. You're paying someone else's. Now, when it comes to transitioning to home ownership with a VA loan, can be a smarter financial move, especially since VA benefits include no private mortgage insurance and competitive interest rates. But again, everyone's at a different point in their life. So knowing how the VA loan works, you keep that in your back pocket because when the opportunity comes up, at least you know you can use it. Now, of course, if it's not all smooth sailing from there, affordability is still a challenge for a lot of future homeowners. Home prices are high and mortgage rates are just unpredictable, especially if rates move downwards. That will create pressure on housing prices to go up. That's why it's critical to get pre-approved for a VA loan early. Not only it helps you understand your budget, but also positions you as a serious buyer when you're ready to make an offer. And don't forget, these rate fluctuations we mentioned earlier, they can work in your favor if you're already pre-approved and everything is set up. The challenge, I think, for folks is that they wait, or they may think that they know their financial picture, but it's may not how lenders look at it. Unfortunately, this comes up more often than not. So you might be making these big plans, big power moves, but then you don't go through the pre-approval process early on. You kind of wait till, hey, I found the home, and now all of a sudden you run into issues. It really doesn't cost you anything to go through the pre-qualification, pre-approval process. But it empowers you to know exactly where your financial planning is, especially if it's going to be right before a tax, right before the end of the year, because you're going to be filing taxes next year. Also, if you're self-employed, there's a lot of things you need to understand with your taxes. And again, too oftentimes people disqualify themselves because of that. Now that we know what to expect in 2025, let's take some action steps on how veterans can get prepared. So the first part is getting a pre-approval, pre-qualification for your VA home loan now. This ensures you're ready to act when the right home comes along. This includes, and also include a link in the description below to schedule a call with me. Always happy to help. Second, working with a real estate professional who understands the unique benefits of the VA loan and how to position it so you can win contracts, because having the right team in your corner, I'll tell you, 100% makes the difference. And I'm sure if you're a veteran, you've experienced that yourself. Working with the right team, it's super easy. Working with the wrong team, and you may not even know it, can turn it into a disaster. Now, I want you guys to note something. On the flip side, you can represent yourself in a transaction, but you'll definitely have to do your homework on this process, because there's not really a crazy amount of information for people to buy themselves. And remember, the National Association of Realtors lawsuit, which again, I have a video around that. Now veterans are able to pay for real estate commission fees, which can change that dynamic in your home buying search. And third, monitor mortgage rates closely. When you see a dip, you can then take advantage of it. You know, what we use is best way to take a look at it is like mortgagenewsdaily.com. It's a great resource. We use it. We use it on our videos as well. Now, lastly, think about your long-term goals, whether you're upgrading to a bigger home later, or even passing your VA home loan benefits by Assumability. VA benefits are there to support your life, and it is a life benefit. So phenomenal product, but just people don't know how to use it. So there you have it, Zillow's 2025 housing market forecast and what it means for veterans. Remember, your VA loan is one of the most powerful tools you have for home ownership. It's all about timing, preparation, and knowing how to leverage those benefits to your advantage. If you found this video helpful, please give a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel so more veterans can be aware of the different programs that are out there. And if you guys have questions, please drop a comment down below. And you can always schedule a call with me as well. Happy to help, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.